Morning, students. Today we are going to continue with the topic of Ashoka's Dhamma. So the word Dhamma is derived from the Sanskrit word Dharma, which means, what do you mean by it? Religious duty of a person. Ashoka's idea of Dhamma was based on human values. He preached human values, truth, knowledge, welfare to the common people. Now, the code of conduct inspired by noble teachings of Buddha, Buddha's austerity, his purity, his teachings was followed in Ashoka's Dhamma. Now, the path of dharma, duty, self-devotion, sacrifice. He dedicated his life to the spreading the message of Dhamma in India and abroad. The main principles of Dhamma were as follows. People should live in peace and harmony. Everyone should follow ahimsa, that is non-violence and non-injury to all living creatures. People should love one another and show tolerance and respect towards other religions. Children should obey their elders, and elders should treat children with understanding, knowledge, wisdom. People should be truthful, charitable, kind to the poor people, to the needy people. They should help each other. There were certain, we can tell, ways of propagating Dhamma and how Dhamma has spread to different parts of the world. So Ashoka set a personal example by strictly following the principles of Dhamma. He visited all the places associated with the life of Buddha. He ordered the construction of Buddhist monasteries, and he sent learned Buddhist scholars to distant lands. His son Mahendra and daughter Sanghamitra were sent to Sri Lanka to spread the message of Buddhism. Special officers called Dhamma Mahamattas, underline it, were appointed to spread and enforce the principles of Dhamma. Turn to the next page now. So in the next page, let us study here, continue. The principles of Dhamma were engraved in Prakrit language on the rocks, pillars and caves so that people could reach and follow them. He organized the Third Buddhist Council at Patliputra to discuss the ways of propagating Buddhism. Ashoka's edicts. Edicts, what are edicts? First doubt comes in a student mind, what do you understand by edict? The edicts are the source of valuable information of the Mauryan period. They are the royal commands, the commands which were given, the orders which were given by the emperor, or the proclamations which the people have to follow and were inscribed on the rocks. Those were inscribed on the rocks. Polished stone pillars and caves. Edicts were composed in Prakrit. Edicts were composed in Prakrit, the language of the people, and written in the Brahmi script. In northwest, they were written in Greek, Kharoshthi, and Aramaic. There were certain ideals of kingship. The kingship has to follow. He appointed officials called Mahamattas to carry out administrative work. He built good roads and planted shady trees on both sides of road. Wells were dug and rest houses were built for weary travelers. Health centers were built for the people and the animals. Officials were sent for tours to find out and solve the problems. See, in that time the administration was very systematized and running in a smooth way. How? He built good roads and planted shady trees on both sides of the road. Wells were dug and rest houses were built for weary travelers, tired travelers. Health centers were built for the people and animals. Officials were sent on the tours to find out and solve the problems of the people. There were certain welfare projects also followed. Mahamattas appointed to carry out administrative work. Welfare projects, you just read it. Officials sent out tours to solve problems. Good roads were built, wells were dug, health centers were built. Ashoka occupies a very unique place in history of human civilization. Yes, he brought a very big change, a ruler who after seeing the war, he changed his attitude. His total mentality changed towards the people. He started to do welfare jobs. He turned his religion. He turned himself to Buddhism. And he started to teach his subjects the purity of life, the peacefulness. So he was the first monarch in the ancient world to renounce war, and after victory proclaim peace and non-violence. He championed the cause of universal brotherhood, unity with each other. In words of historian H.G. Wells, amidst the tens of thousands of names of monarchs, that the crowd of columns of history, the name of Ashoka shines and shines almost alone as a star. When he is one and one king who brought a very unique change, a very big change in an emperor's life. An emperor, after winning the war, had changed himself. After winning, not getting defeated, I am talking about. He changed himself. He changed his thinking. He changed his approach towards the common people. He started to think. He started to love. He started to be affectionate. And he started to make people understand the peacefulness, the strength of peacefulness. That how a peaceful person is not weak, but he is very strong from within. If we think that a person is very peaceful, he is very calm, he is very quiet, he is not violent, he does not shout, he does not speak loudly, the people underestimate that no, he is weak, he is feeble, he has no strength, he is useless. But actually, that is the only inner strength inside him. The silence, the peacefulness makes him think much faster than a person who is shouting and who is violating all the rights, who is aggressive in his behavior. The person who is silent can judge very fast compared to the others. So we should always respect silence. We should respect peacefulness, isn't it? So let us meet in the live class today and we'll discuss about these lessons. Any doubts if it is there. Okay, students. So here we have completed the lesson. We'll do a short revision work also in the next class. Okay. Thank you, students.